welcome to me too. My name's Marge. I'm a Milk Empath, and I just like doing these little talks and the way I feel about things. And, well, I'm Scorpio Moon, and Western and Vedic too, so this is like my jam. But I was thinking about this time a year and other years, the cycle, because we all have them. We all got cycles. And my cycle, like, it was on this day back in 2001, I got a DUI on Offutt Air Force Base. Yep, sure did. I was one of 3 that weekend. So that's a lot of people, that's a lot of Scorpio energy, For me, and I was thinking about that and other times of years, or other years that, when I gotten in trouble, when I've had hard times, and, a lot of it was like during the same pockets of season, the same energy season, when these planetary alignments are active in my chart. And yeah, see, what happens is we all have light and dark in our personalities, and seasons like this, fall, when the veil is thin between our conscious and subconscious, which people live more consciously than they let people know that they do, I believe. People are a lot more deliberate than they, act like they are. Anyway, so, I was thinking about other periods in October, and it was in 96, which I listen to so many talks because right now I just need the distraction because I'm trying to save money and I can't. So I'm not trying to go drive around. I'm not trying to do anything, and it's also the time to go within. So I'm really reflecting a lot, and I'm coming into a lot of really cool realizations. A lot of people are, but these constellations, or these planetary alignments, there's a lot of the same energies that I recognize. When they say, oh yeah, it hasn't been like this since 1996, and that's when my grandfather died, and or like 2007 when all the economic stuff happened. It's like astrology is so cool because it lets us know, okay, these things could happen. It's not saying, okay, this is going to happen on this day at this time. It's not like that. Nothing is. Not even a light switch. Because even light bulbs go out at some point. You can't even count on that, Ain't nothing 100% constant, Even days get longer and shorter. They vary. Everything is a flow, and so when anything is always the same, it's just weird. Anyway, so we have these constellations, and some of us have like, I got a freaking allergy to alcohol, man. I'm sensitive to it. It does things to. This is the thing. It's like it is not constant to me what alcohol does to me. I could end up in a different state easily, and I have done that, and I don't want to live that way anymore. Okay, so what happens is, like, when my astrology, okay, I'm running with my ego, I'm running with the darker, more shadowy stuff, so my self-will, it's going to run riot. I'm just going to drink as much as I want, and I don't care about the consequence, and then the consequence happens, and then, oh, okay, I care. All of a sudden, we're made to care, And I still didn't start my path of freaking my road to happy destiny until June 10th of the following year, Still fell off that path, too, have a new path. About a year and a half, almost 2 years in this March something, I don't know, I don't keep track of the day no more. But the thing is like, we keep falling down, and we get an opportunity to stand back up. When we stand up, we could be a different version of ourselves, okay? But that's hard to do. It's hard to be different. It ain't comfortable rebirthing, man. It ain't comfortable acting completely different, 180 degrees different than how you lived before. And some people want and are seeking that comfort. They're living more simply. Some people are having it torn away from them, Mine was more like a freaking slow band-aid over a 3-year period, and I'm like, alright, I get it. I get it. I get the pure purpose of my ego and when it needs to sit down and shut up and all that stuff. And anyway, that's what we're just supposed to do, is freaking live or learn lessons, you know? That's the thing is, and so every year we have an opportunity to do, you know, live the best version of ourselves, but people choose the easier, softer way, you know? Because it's just easier, more convenient. But the real fruit, the real rewards are in the effort, you know what I mean? That's where when you work, you know, like it's like a lot of days I feel crappy because I'm just constantly in pain. It's always how it's been. So it's my normal, you know? It's just, so some days I'm more cranky than others. Some days I can hold back more. Oh wait, let me want to think of, I was talking about that's the thing. Is every, you know, so like the consequences of that year for me, November 10th, but it's always, after the 10th is always the 11th. I was supposed to be in a Veterans Day parade in uniform, and I was getting called to the carpet instead. So, but with all this veteran stuff, that's the thing. Don't thank me for my service. Don't thank me ever for my service. Because at that time, you know, I believe in what I did, but there's a bunch of rich, opportunistic, freaking white dudes that play just, you know, that's when I began to see that they're just playing with the lives of your sons and daughters and me, you know, for profit. None of these words are necessary. None of them are now. It's all posturing. It's all literally chess, the game of chess on Earth in real life. And it's, those days are, in my mind, they're over. Because more and more people are starting to realize that. Hopefully, and more people will start to recognize the nonsense, what it is, you know. I wrote something, and I'd like to read it here. I posted it on my Facebook page. And, it's kind of apropos. I read it to Mom. She liked it. So, but, I don't know. She says, we watched one of my videos recently, and she's like, you have such a nice smile. And I was like, whatever, it's because it's yours. It's your smile. It's not even mine. It's not even my smile. Well, I paid for it, $4,000. I used to have crooked teeth like frickin' Jewel, the singer. They were all wonky and stuff, and frickin', it was about 7 years ago. I got them taken off 6 years ago. Yeah. Real. So, but it freaking took me forever, but, you know, something I always wanted to do, because people freaking, I don't know, it's something I always, was it worth the $4,000? Yeah. I don't know, what do you think? I think it is. I smile a lot more. I used to not smile, because people would be like, people are mean. Kids are mean, people are mean, people are just jerks. That's what I'm trying to get people to be nicer. Okay, so this is what I read earlier. It said, so, my veteran status is irrelevant as the wars that have taken the lives of so many sons of daughters. Who really cares? I haven't had running water in over 1.5 years, but everyone cares for veterans, right? No, has been my experience. The reality is, war is a business of death, so old white dudes can make bank and get off from their big old booms. I found this to be evident by the $84 million spent on Viagra each year for male enhancement drugs in the military system, including the VA. There is no security in military or the police to be found. The only security that exists is found inside. The only place peace can dwell that can't be taken away. I used to get frustrated at a lot of the people that I see that have allowed the world to get like this. Then it occurred to me, Money matters more than people. If that were not true, the world would be an entirely different place, much less small to me. Don't think free for my service. My service clearly doesn't matter. I'd much rather people create a world of peace where everyone wins. Thanks. Yeah. I kind of like writing, but I'm like the master. I'm the run-on master of the universe. Run-on sentence master of the universe. I could make a sentence go forever, you know. In my punk, and people, but they just, and their only argument was it's too long. Tuck, you alright, Papas? Peepas, Tucks. Aww. Buds. Anyway, I don't know how long this video is. Let's see, is there a dashboard over here? See, I have a Mac, and Mac doesn't like YouTube, or YouTube doesn't like Apple, or whatever. So they're not real cooperatory, so it's like a daisy chain every time I do a live, because I have to go to Chrome, which I freaking hate. I freaking hate Chrome. I'm in IT by profession, that's what I went to college for after the Air Force. So none of the IT is ever comparable to me. People need to just be okay with, if it works, maybe it'll work. If not, whatever. Okay, so now I'm looking at the live dashboard. Hello? I don't know what kind of delay I'm on here, so according to Facebook, elapsed time's 20 minutes in, but I'm still reading my little poem. Quantum. Hello, everyone in the chat. Welcome to my tube. I'm glad you're here. Scorpion what? Scorpio moon. It's too, yeah. See, that's the thing is a lot of people freaking, I'm like a grown-up teenager, man. I am. And I encompass, I don't know, I'm definitely in balance with my inner child. I mean, look, I live in a light bright, you know, and that's what more people are remembering. It's like, oh yeah, I remember the person that I used to be when I was a little, you know, and every season we get a chance to go back and be balanced with our inner essence, and, you know, but money becomes more important and people get greedy, and, you know, they'd rather hang out with other people than their own family, and all their priorities get all screwed up, and all the things that they work so hard for start to spoil them, you know. Blessings start to spoil people, and then the end of the year, you know, when your people are supposed to be surrounded by their family, they're all you know, every year they're reminded of what's supposed to matter, you know, but every year they just keep going for the retail value of their current eco-socioeconomic cluster. I don't know. It's people make up words for crap all the time. They're not figuring out that people are supposed to matter more. And then they come up with, alright, then the new year energy astrology comes around. Right? Now you want new beginnings. Now from the time that you had been going within from hibernation season, like I'm feeling right now, you know, a lot of us are, you know, then you want to start living outwardly more, and then soon spring comes, and that astrology just makes people freaking jump, you know. The thing of it is, the planetary alignments that are happening now, well, they haven't been felt by us, our grandparents, our great-grandparents. It's been hundreds of years since these energies have been felt on the planet. So that plus, in addition to, you doing okay, Papas? You okay, Papas? Want my pillow? You can have it. Yeah, we're all piles of puppies over here. Everybody's all going with them. Good boy. My train of thought derailed. Everybody's supposed to be reflecting now to determine who they want to be. That's right. So a lot of these energies have never been felt. But the thing of it is our spirits have incarnated. so many times before. We keep recycling. That's what the libraries are. They're full with stories of people's recall of experiences that their spirits have had in previous incarnation. That's why there's bestsellers, because so many people have had the same experiences in incarnation after incarnation, because we are all the same consciousness. Tracking? Makes sense to me. I think it makes sense to other people. I say things a lot of times and people are like, oh, I never thought of it like that. Well, yeah, I'm a Heyoka. I think backwards. I am here to help people think of things that they've never thought of before. Another thing, incidentally, I might get a red flag on this one or not. See, expanded consciousness. Our minds are capable of doing so much more than we ever thought, And I look at it as like when little kids see spirits, and the grandpa and grandma come visit them, they're so pure and already aligned with their inner child because they're still children and pure of spirit, so they see higher vibrational beings, It's then that they go and tell mom and dad, I saw grandma and grandpa, and they're like, no, you didn't. And they're like, yeah, I did. And they're like, no, you didn't. That stuff isn't real. And then, you stop hearing the bell, like on Polar Express. More and more people are freaking waking up, man. They're waking up. It's freaking cool, dude. It's cool to see. It is. I just am impatient. I'm just not a patient person. Mary's son in Western and in Vedic, I'm Pisces sun. That makes sense too. It all jives, So we all just are freaking 0.0 of the exact instant we were born. I was born 11:01 a.m. 111 on the 9th day of April, which is the 99th day of the year. I'm Heyoka, man. I mean, I know people say, oh, I was made for this. And I was really made for this, man. For reals, y'all. But yeah, but 1996, you were too, and I was acting like a 2-year-old, I was fooling. I think I got a DUI that year too. That was a hard time for me too. I don't get DUIs no more. That's the thing, is because every year it's like we have a chance to learn the lesson. Are we learning it yet? Are we learning it yet? Nope, not ready to learn it yet. My will, my ego, that was me and drinking for a long time, and then when I went out and drank after 13 and a half years, for whatever it was, and I was like, okay. But you know what? I learned more about spirituality, and I mean, it like put me into a different level of understanding. I don't regret anything. I don't have remorse for that period that I drank. Heck, I got to drink a lot of stuff I always wanted to try, But I'm not as curious anymore because the consequences I don't want them. They're not worth it to me. My life is full. I don't need to escape from my life like I felt like I did at that point and other points in my life when I escaped using alcohol. And that's all alcohol is escaping. And people like me, we're allergic to it, man. And people like me, it's like you just keep doing it and doing it. You don't know when to stop. And it's like you have 3 or 4 and they're just going down like water, And then, before you know it, there's 6 or 7, but you're just feeling 3 and 4. And then there's 10 and 12, but you're just feeling 6 and 7, and it's all a science. And it's just like, that's why anesthesiologists, they gotta be freaking on top of their game, and their education is supposed to be stellar and, so extensive and whatnot, because it's freaking science. You're basically pouring, okay, I hope they don't wake up while we're taking out their heart, all that stuff, Anyway, so I just am a mess when I drink. Cocktail Marge. Yeah, ain't nobody want to hang out with Cocktail Marge. I'm too old for that. I got too much stuff to do these days. And it's not just about me, it's about my critters and my mom, and I'm trying to freaking get down to a place where things are better even. So that ain't gonna help me. What else was I talking about? So tomorrow's the 11/11 gateway portal, whatever. Just things are freaking big, man. Things are gonna shift like huge. Things, and I'm trying so hard not to tie any outcome, any permanent idea to any outcome right now, because the possibilities are endless, and my meditate states are really on point these days. I only got to do 40 minutes today, but still it was really pretty cool. And I'm liking to see, you know what I'm liking on Facebook. I drop in and out of there every now and again. I don't really like it there, but I drop in and out every again. Because I got people I care about back in the Midwest still and whatnot, and all over really, but seeing other people's timelines change, seeing what they're posting about spirituality and ascending, and thinking more about other people, livered out, going within to find that you don't need so much without, outwardly. So anyway, I think that's about all what was I gonna say? I was talking about Scorpio season, how 10 apropos time of year is, I'm not really on the news much. I don't really know what's going on much in the news. So maybe I'll dip into that world Monday or Tuesday. So I think that's about all I got now for now. Hope everyone's chill. Oh, that's the thing is that's what I wanted to talk about real quick, and I mentioned this before when the astrology is like this. If you're like me and you got some kind of sensitivity to alcohol or escaping, you just like escaping or whatnot. Because alcohol is just going to be extra boozy right now. It is. And the karma is just extra karmic-y, So, that's what I heard another reader talking about, a lot of arrests. And that's the thing, is people are dipping into their will, their self-will. They're letting their dark side win, their what they want. And what they want isn't always in line with the highest good of everyone around you. That's why people aren't allowed to drink and drive, and things like that, to keep other people safe. But so there are a lot of arrests, and there's a lot of protests all over the world because people are so tired of the imbalance. That's all I see everywhere, is people mad. They're mad at the imbalance. That's that's all injustice is this isn't fair. You get more of something that this person has. Like the $92 million that's spent in 436 seats of Congress. Because each one of them make at least $140,000 a year. I know the reality of the situation is most of them are probably closer to 220 or 300, and that just shoots the budget up. But that's the point. Is every situation, and people are going into, even at the grocery store, they're stepping into their truth because they're seeing some bullshit. Seeing somebody get bullied or something. Kids fighting in the street. Hey, you guys, knock it off. What is your beef? Did you used to be friends? What happened? Is it really that deep? You gonna hurt somebody? Potentially somebody falls down, hits their head on the curb, might die. Is it worth it? No. Nah. Life is hard, man, for a lot of people. People gotta be more like diffusers like me, and that's me out in the world. I'm just a little ray. I just try to be a little ray of light. I try to be. But I'm not always, I'm Scorpio. I'm freaking wicked with my tongue, man. Thing of it is like, is that the karma you want to keep, March? Because that's what's is that the vibe you want to put out? Because that's what's going to come back to you. And I kid you not, it always does. And I get my just desserts. But sometimes my just desserts are worth that freaking asshole that I corrected. Yeah. Sometimes I'll take one for the team, just because I out-assed a bigger ass, Because Because that's kind of what a heyoka does, is people that are bullies, I bully the bullies to give them a taste of their own medicine. Because they've done it for so long to so many people, and I know who they are, and I pick them out of the crowd. And they come at me, too. Oh, yeah. Oh, they come right at me. Always have, too, so I'm good at it. It's good. And I'm just trying to teach other people that, you know, you can diffuse situations with humor, too. You can. I don't know. I can. Because it's funny to other people to watch freaking people get so twisted up and mad. Just words that I say. I'm not threatening. I'm just saying words. I've gotten people so twisted up and mad at me. I mean, heck, the girl that I like most in the whole wide world hasn't talked to me in 2 years. I deserve it. My living amends is to leave her alone. She don't want nothing to do with me. You know? But it's funny because, like, when I first start, I was really very careful about who I bring into my life personally. Now I just talk about anything, whatever, blah blah. So she because when I first moved out here and I started drinking again, and it's funny that girls that like hanging out with me that have usually dated men, I'll be their experiment. I'm like the guinea pig, right? So they'll come out and hang out with Marge, and I mean, like, she lives in Portland and I lived in Omaha, and like one of our first times hung out was in San Francisco, and we had quite a nice time, and it was a significant blue moon back in 2017, moon and whatnot. Anyway, and then she came out to Omaha, so we've like, I don't know, she's very close to my energetic match of anyone I've ever met. So, and in the beginning, it's always, oh, don't put labels on things. Nobody ever wants to put labels on things until they come back a little while and things are getting a little serious, and then they're like, oh, wait, I'm straight. There's my label. I always get that label after they don't want labels on things. So anyway, so she decided that, you know, that wasn't the persuasion for her, and I didn't take it good. Well, I also found out that I was like one of like 4 people that she'd been also having conversations with. See, to me, it just having intimate conversation, when you're sharing feelings with, spreading yourself thin with that many people, you don't leave that much for yourself, you know. Anyway, I miss her. We had a lot of fun. Even though we didn't really talk that much, it was just like, she always had her ears on, you know. I always had my ears on, because we're always night owls the same and stuff like that. She's Libra. Anyway, I called her a penis pocket, and I'd used that terminology before, and she thought it was real funny, but people think it's funny, and then when they look at themselves, then they're just like, nope, don't want to know you anymore, Marge. Like, yeah, it happens. I get why I don't have a lot of friends. I ain't easy, man. I'm softer than I used to be. I'm not really super hard. I just, you know, come from a very logical place, I think. Anyway, I keep rambling on. What are people talking about over here? Cocktail Marge. Anyway. So, that's about all I got. I'm gonna freaking... See, ain't nothing on nowhere. And I'm triggered left and right, too. I'm just like... I just keep... It's like, are you some kind of an idiot? And I'm like, Marge, you can't write comments. Like, you can't go to other people's houses and poop on their floor, so to speak. You can't do that. And so I'm just delete. I'm like, people are just missing the point in a lot of areas. I'm highly triggered because they're missing the point. Anyway, maybe I'll go make some decaf and put some French toast swirl delight creamer in it. That'll cheer me out, huh, buds? That's all I got for now. Hope you have a rad evening. Peace.